shifting or stable? That's the question as to what's happening in the Northeast Florida housing market. Mike Rolowitz, 904 Home Guide team with the Real Broker in Jacksonville Beach. Little overdue market update. We're going to focus on the market stats in our market for March, looking back over last year and also last month. And we're going to really do a deep dive into the seasonal patterns in our market because there's a troubling trend on one of those major data points, which is our median sale price is just kind of gone sideways, which suggests stability more than a shift, but inventory might tell a different story. So let's jump right in. We're going to look at March 2025. Again, we're looking at Duval, St. Johns County, single family homes. Always great starting point is that median price point. What is the median price point in those markets right now? $375, that's down 6% from this time last year and down almost 5% from February. So there's a little concern around pricing right now. And again, stay tuned. We're going to talk about how important pricing is and how important days on market focuses in. So if we go 2 days on market, about 41 days to sell a home now. You're going to find out later the ones that sell in under 30 sell for more than our average of 97.2% of list. Some encouraging we saw this month, closed sales rocketed up 37% above February's numbers, 1,300 homes sold. So that's encouraging, a little bit down from this time last year. Active inventory sitting at 6,277, up fractionally 12% from last month, but up 63% from this time last year. So as we talk seasonality here shortly, we're going to really focus in on inventory and what's been happening and why is it our prices have started to level out quite a bit and in some markets even dipped a bit. Our month supply of inventory, we're now back into that balanced market that I would suggest from what we're seeing in our team and talking to other professionals in the area, feels more like a buyer's market than a balanced market at 4.5 months, but that's an 18% drop from last month, and that's fueled by the increase in the closings, that 37% surge that we saw. So now I want to really talk seasonal patterns. We've got 3 months of data now into the charts, which is really going to give us a good idea of what's trending and is there anything bucking the trend. So we're going to start with our new listings. That is following the trend perfectly. As you'll see here, started in January, goes down a little in February, back up in March. We expect that, looking at seasonal patterns, to level out through the summer. A lot of folks that were getting their homes ready to go on the market already have, and there's probably a little backlog of some more that'll be coming on in the next month or so. The biggest point that I've been stressing really over the last year, and I've got 2 charts here, one that shows where we are for the first 3 months of this year, and you see it's a pretty steep orange line on this chart, and that's our active listings. That's how many homes are on the market. You'll see for the first time in February, we crossed over our historic pattern. You recall that blue line is 20 years of data. So that's including the crashes of 2007 through 2009 when we have 14 months of inventory, lots of active listings. It also includes the COVID years, the pandemic years where we had 2,000 and 3,000 listings is all. So that's steep. If you look at also, I got this one popped up here, looking at all of last year against the seasonal patterns, you see we added a whole lot of inventory, a much steeper orange line than the blue. Really between January and July of last year, we started with just under 7,000 homes and ballooned to 9,600. Well, now we're sitting at over 10,000. So the first 3 months of last year, we put on an additional about 1,200 homes. The same thing happened this year, but you'll notice March of last year, about 8,000 options for buyers. Now we're over 10,000. So that is the story of why you're going to see our median sales price that typically rises and peaks June or July, took a little step up in February and kind of came back to the index in March. And I think that is honestly driven by the amount of choices buyers have, buyers being more picky, being able to negotiate a little stronger. And what does that mean? What does that mean if you're a buyer? It means a great time to buy a house, believe it or not. Even though there's so much uncertainty around rates and tariffs and the stock market, this is a great time to get deals right now. We just put an offer on a home this morning in a great neighborhood. This home sold for $800,000 in 2022. It's listed now for $739,000. And we're offering under that because we believe we have a motivated seller. And what you'll notice, I got my last chart here that shows our original sold to list. This is very important for sellers to understand. Testing the market pricing is not the strategy to use right now. What you'll notice, if you go under contract in those first 30 days, which is that green bar, you're gonna get on average 97% of your original list price. If you wait to do that price reduction to get level with the market, you're gonna lose another 4%. 31 to 60 days drops to 93, 92%. Once you get the other side of 90 days, you're gonna be lucky to get high 80s to low 90s% of that original list price because your home honestly is just stale and forgotten about. Most of the homes that sells, you'll see on the bottom here, the green bar, it's the tallest because the new inventory is what buyers are looking for. So we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna really keep an eye on inventory, hoping that median price point rebounds a little based on the strong sales volume we had in March. But sellers, now is the time to listen to your professional. Listen to the data, listen to the market. And buyers, this is the time to really aggressively negotiate price, closing cost concessions, rate buy downs. We're using all of these strategies. Happy to jump on a discovery and strategy call with you, and we will see you next month with another deep dive on the data.